Welcome to CBN News in Brief. My name is Wangui Ngugi. Somaliland Parliament has approved the newly appointed National Electoral Commission members on Tuesday. Parliament approved them with an overwhelming majority. Abdirashid Mahamood Rio Rak got 50 votes. Khaltoon Hassan Abdi received 55 votes. Abdirahman Mohammed Ismail Dihod also garnered 58 votes. Hassan Yusuf Duale got 58 votes as well. Meanwhile, Mahmoud Dahir Jama garnered 55 votes, while Mustafa Mohammed Dahir received 55 votes. Wadani Party, which is the main opposition party in the country, withdrew its member after being disappointed with a member that President Bihi had included in the upcoming NEC. Mr. Abdirashid, who has sparked row between Kulmiye and Wadani parties, became the point of contention. He is accused of being a Kulmiye party member. Kulmiye, the governing party, was lobbying to see that the parliament passes all members with overwhelming vote. Parliament security was beefed up ahead of the vote of confidence for the newly elected members of the Electoral Commission. Heavily armed security forces was also deployed in the parliament building as roads leading to the premise were closed from traffic. Opposition parties in Somaliland have boycotted the parliament approval of 6 out of 7 members of the state's new electoral commission. Wadani and Uid parties said the commissioners were forcefully approved by the House of the Representatives. They have jointly accused Kulmiye party, which is the governing party, of derailing the democratization process in Somaliland. The parties, in a press conference held at the official residence of Wadani party leader, said the state does not intend to hold free and fair parliamentary and local council polls. In a statement read to the press by UID's 2017 deputy presidential candidate Ahmed Abdi Muse Abian, the parties said the government and Kulmiye ruling party have killed Somaliland's democracy. The two parties alleged that the government has clearly violated the constitution and the laws pertaining to the selection and approval of NEC members. The two parties revealed that the government has failed to honor its promises in the recent agreement whereby the European Union mediation efforts brokered the parties to reach the landmark accord. They have said that the government and its ruling party have used the taxes to buy voters so that the parliament would pass the new members. The British government has renewed its travel advisory against Somalia, warning its citizens to leave the country for fear of terrorist attacks and kidnappings. The advisory also says that any British nationals in Hargeisa or Berbera who are not on essential travel should leave. Part of the advisory reads that terrorists are very likely to try to carry out attacks in Somalia. There is a high threat of kidnapping throughout the country. Terrorist groups have made threats against Westerners and those working for Western organizations. There is a constant threat of attacks in Mogadishu, and terrorists continue to plan attacks against Westerners in the rest of Somalia, including Somaliland. It further reads that terrorist attacks could be indiscriminate, including in crowded places, high-profile events involving government officials, and in places visited by foreigners. Due to their use by government officials, hotels are considered legitimate targets by terrorist groups. It also notes that there is a high threat of maritime crime in the territorial and international waters of Somalia, and attack remains a significant threat in the Gulf of Aden and Indian Ocean. The advisory has urged citizens seeking consular services to contact the British Embassy in Nairobi, Kenya, while those in Hargeisa can get help in the Addis Ababa Embassy in Ethiopia. Somalia's President Farmajo is among heads of state and governments that have attended the opening ceremony of the ICPD summit in Nairobi. President Farmajo was warmly received by Kenya's Transport Cabinet Secretary James Macharia and other officials upon arrival at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. In his opening speech, President Uhuru Kenyatta said that they are once again gathered to rededicate themselves to the commitments made in Cairo, to celebrate progress made in the last 25 years, and to make a new commitment to complete the unfinished agenda. 25 years ago, the ICPD was held in Cairo, where for the first time, the agenda of population control through abortion was set forth. The forum will seek actionable commitments to address gender-based violence and harmful practices such as FGM. President Farmajo is expected to represent the country's progress on the empowerment of girls, women, and social development. At the ceremony, President Farmajo was captured sharing a moment with Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta and other delegates. The two heads of state are also expected to have a meeting on the sidelines of the summit. Their meeting comes at a time when Kenya and Somalia are at loggerheads over the maritime boundary in the Indian Ocean. Well, that's the end of CBA News in Brief. Thank you for watching. My name is Wangui Ngugi. Join Eunice Deco tonight with more and detailed news.